What's going on, everybody? Tim Lawson here, host of The Better Life and at Soccer is Better on Twitter. If you're new to this or new to me, I am a recreational gambler and I'm a huge bettor in the sport of soccer, specifically North American soccer leagues. I guess it says American soccer leagues, MLS, NWSL, and the USL Championship. I have a handful of picks going into this weekend. Little disclaimer, I am not a professional bettor. I don't claim to be. I have a day job. This is just something that I'm really into and kind of good at times. But no, don't blindly tail me. I don't care if you tail me at all. You can fade me. You can ignore me. Doesn't matter to me. Here are my thoughts on some of this weekend's matches. First, going to the MLS. I took St. Louis plus half the goal as they're going into Real Salt Lake. I just think this is a team that is playing hard. And, you know, when there's expansion teams, we typically see one of two things, right? One of two starts, I should say. We will either see a team sort of struggle to find themselves, maybe lack a little culture, they don't mesh, and we saw this with Detroit City in the USL, they come out the gate firing, they're working together, they're clicking, and that's what we're seeing with St. Louis. And you cannot ignore the fact that this team is playing hard and they're performing well. Now, Real Salt Lake does have some talent. They have, and I should probably should have pulled up this. I should have pulled up the gentleman's name, but they have one of the top goals added players in the league. And of course, it doesn't mean anything if I don't bring up his name. And as soon as I see it, I'm going to be upset that I forgot. It's whatever. I'll find that another day, I suppose. But so they're definitely going to be potent, and they're going to have chances to score. But I just don't think Justin Glad. There we go. I don't know. I couldn't remember his name. Justin Glad. He's up there. He's second in goals added, just behind Almada over at Atlanta United. So St. Louis is going to have plenty to handle. But I think that you have a hard fighting team. Do they win outright? No, I don't think so. But I think that this team's going to be able to compete, and I think they're going to be able to come away with a point. And so I took them plus half the goal, and we'll see if Real Salt Lake proves me wrong. And then secondly, and I got this play from my buddy Nate. He's at soccer_winners. I do a weekly Twitter spaces with him at Soccer is Better on Twitter. And he recommended this to me, and I agree with it. SKC, Sporting Kansas City, minus the quarter goal on the Asian line. Seattle has a handful of people not missing, but they got called up for international duty during this international break. I guess it's not a break, international period. And SKC is finally found the back of the net last week. And their metrics show that they are often the better team on the pitch, and they have been through 3 or 4 games now. And I think that they're going to be able to capitalize on a Seattle team that's missing a lot of key defenders, including Nuhu in that back line. So I like SKC minus the quarter goal, and tailing my buddy Nate on that one. I think it's a good handicap. Going to the NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League. I love this league. I've been a fan of it for a long time. I used to cover the Washington Spirit back 6-7 years ago when they still played out in Germantown, Maryland. I have one play this week. I took Kansas City plus 250 on the money line. Now, unfortunately, there are really only, at the time of this posting, there's really only money lines, three-way money lines out there. You don't see a lot of totals or goal spreads, so there might be a total that I end up playing. But for now, I only have Kansas City plus 250. I believe I got that at FanDuel. I guess I like that down to plus 225. I wouldn't play much lower than that. I just think that Kansas City is the better team here. They had the rock star offseason. They got Dabina, and this is a team that was chronically underrated throughout much of the season last year, including going into the playoffs when they were just on an amazing run. A lot of talent, and North Carolina will find opportunities and they'll make you pay for them. I just think Kansas City is going to give North Carolina those opportunities for them to take advantage of. So I like Kansas City plus 250 in the NWSL this weekend. I'm excited. All three leagues are finally underway. It's a very exciting time. Going to the USL. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm already on this. Monterey Bay opened as a full goal underdog against Rio Grande Valley. Rio Grande Valley is a solid, fine team. I just don't think they're that much better than Monterey Bay. In fact, I don't think they're that much better than anybody in the league at this right now. Or at least I don't think you could make that point with any strong argument. So I took Monterey Bay plus a full goal. I also took them plus 500 on the money line. The plus 500 is long gone. You can still get the plus full goal at a steep price. I wouldn't bother. Just take the 0.75 on the Asian line. You could even take the half a goal at plus money. I think Monterey Bay just keeps this close. This is a strong team that had a great offseason. And what's crazy about this wouldn't be the line last year, right? Like going towards the end of the season, this isn't what the line would be. So it's really weird that that's what it is now, when I think Monterey Bay had a really good offseason and is better built, and RGV, at the very least, I don't think really made any improvements. So it is in Texas, so you got definitely the home field has a bit of an edge there, but I think this is too steep for a Monterey Bay side that I admittedly am very high on, and Rio Grande Valley may prove that I'm too high on them, but that's just not how I see this game playing out. Especially the plus 500, I think Monterey Bay wins this more than 1 out of 5 times. So, yeah, I wouldn't play. If you can't find plus 400 on the money line, I probably would avoid that and just go with the goal line. Tulsa hosting Loudoun United. Loudoun United wins a game and then they draw against the defending champions San Antonio, and they look really good in both games. It looked like they might have a late concession against San Antonio, which was kind of their Achilles heel last year, but they didn't. They held them off, and they got a point against the champs. The thing is, Zach Ryan got sent off late in that game. One of their star forwards, and this total is set at 3. I don't think it's going to get to 4. And that 3 is a very key number in soccer totals, because you need that fourth goal to win or lose depending on where you're out on that. So whenever there's a game that I kind of lean under, if I can get the full 3, it's usually a bet for me, and that's what it is here. I got it at minus 117. I'd probably play it all the way down to minus 125. Under 3 total goals in the match. Loudoun, I think, is going to do plenty in possession. They may not be as potent without Zach Ryan on that front line. Tulsa has shown that they can score and they will score, but Loudoun showed against San Antonio that they can play the possession game and they can defend off good offensive attacks. So, and they did so against Memphis as well. So, I like this. 1-1 looks very reasonable here. 1-0 either way. It doesn't matter. I don't like to try to predict scores, but I have a hard time seeing this get the 4 goals. So I like the under 3. I got it at minus 117. As always, shop around. Indy 11 plus half a goal. I got a plus 105. You can still get it at even money. They're going into Detroit City. Detroit City looked. I just think this is more Detroit City's reputation and them looking good last week. This is still undervaluing an Indy 11 team that made an incredible set of improvements over the offseason. They went toe-to-toe against Tampa Bay. Admittedly, they got a little lucky getting the goal to tie it up towards the end, but they looked really good through the rest of that match. They have a little bit more rest, a little more fresh legs, and I like Indy 11 to keep this one close. So I took the plus half a goal. And then another half a goal I took was with Charleston. They're hosting Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, anybody who's watching Tampa Bay, you're watching, you're like, I don't know, something's not quite what we thought it might. Now, I don't want to get too crazy. There's a couple games of the season. I'm not going to make any bold predictions that they're. But the loss of Leo Fernandez, and they're just not quite clicking. Lasso doesn't look quite what he was when he was defensive player of the year here in the USL. And Charleston under Ben Pierman just look good. They look like they can play. They're creating opportunities. They're admittedly they're not getting the win necessarily that they're looking for. And they don't need that here to win this bet. We just need to draw, and I think they can do that against Tampa Bay. Now, this is going to be that bet that, 40 minutes into it, Tampa Bay could be up 2-0, and I could be, they could remind me why I don't like to fade Tampa Bay. But I got to go with how the teams are looking right now and with what the numbers are showing, and that indicates a play on Charleston. So I'll take a chance with Charleston, and I think Ben Pierman gets his team to the playoffs. So I like that there. So just to recap, MLS, St. Louis plus half a goal, SKC minus the quarter goal, 0.25. And the NWSL, just the one play, Kansas City plus 250 on the three-way money line. And then the USL, Monterey Bay, I got plus the full goal, but that's not, you can whatever, plus how many ever goals, plus half a goal or better. Find the best price around there. I recommend that as a bet. Tulsa Loudoun under 3, Indy 11 plus half the goal, and then Charleston also plus half the goal. All three leagues are finally off and going. It's very exciting. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Good luck with all your bets.